Hi, my name's Dr. Bev and I'm sat here in Wow, in Cardiff, with one of the UK's most established and most revered drag queens. The lovely, it's Marcia Bassey Jones. Hello!
Well, hello, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
Lovely to be here, I'm with Bevy.
Anyway, fire away. You've got some little questions
I've
for me.
got some questions. How long have you actually been performing as Marcia?
Well, I've been doing Marcia now for about 35 years. It's a long time.
Considering you're only 29.
I know, considering that, and it's just amazing. It's been really, really kind to me for a lot of years, and I'm hoping it's going to be kind for me for a few more years yet.
Fabulous. I'd like to know how your act has changed.
Well, in the beginning, my mother used to take me when I was 9 years of age, to the new theatre, and we used to go and see everything. We used to go every week, and she was a great fan of Danny LaRue, and she was a great fan of Hinge and Bracket as well. So I was brought up on the hierarchy of the British drag circuit, and I always remember I was 9 years of age, and I went backstage. My mother took me backstage in the new theatre. I was so excited, and we'd been to see the Danny LaRue show, and I remember saying to my mum, I want to be like that. I want to do that. And I was 9 years of age. And she took me backstage and I met Danny for the first time. And he signed my program and he said, I hope to see you for many years ahead, and stuff like that. And I was always brought up on Variety. So it was kind of like an obvious thing for me to go into that. I never intended to. And then one kind of crazy summer, I hit 18 and I was just about to go to fashion college the next term, and it was the summer holidays, and I discovered the gay scene in Cardiff, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It was a time when the New Romantics were around, and people wore makeup and crazy clothes, and Vivienne Westwood and Malcolm McLaren were very, they had World's End in London, the shop, and things like that, and it was all a big vibe going on. So you could go out and you could be whatever you wanted to be, and you could do the things you wanted to do, and dance to all this fantastic futuristic music and be yourself, and that's what you used to do. So I kind of started experimenting then with makeup and hair and things like that, and I realised I had a bit of a talent for it. And before I knew it, I was touring London and up the north. And
was that how the Tunnel Girls was born?
That's how the Tunnel Girls were born, and we went on tour then for about 5 years with the Tunnel Girls. So never forget them, never forget.
So you mentioned Hinge and Bracket and Danny LaRue.
Yeah.
These are the kind of acts that influenced you as you started?
My biggest influences.
Who would you say influences you now?
Well, I have to be honest, I believe in this profession, no matter how old you are, no matter how much you think you know, there could be the simplest queens who've just been at it 2 weeks, who walks on that stage and can teach you something.
Oh, yeah.
I've learned an awful lot recently, particularly about makeup and appearance and stuff like that from RuPaul's Drag Race as well. It's got to be commended because it's brought drag back into the forefront of entertainment. It really has. It's crazy. There's like drag mania now.
Absolutely.
But then that also paves the way for a lot of people who perhaps aren't as talented. I'm not saying any of the RuPaul drag queens and stuff like that, but people who want to give it a go, some people may think that it's a lot easier than what it is.
Oh, and it is hard.
Very hard. Very hard.
Like you said, you've played places like the Starbar at Heaven, but you've also done the Working Men's Club in Vargold.
Of course.
And you're on between the bingo and the meat raffle.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we've talked about where you've come from and how you got to where you are now. Where do you see yourself in the future? How do you see your act progressing?
Well, I'm a firm believer in change. I think it's so important to change. You've got to just progress on. And as long as health and everything permits me, I'm 52 now, and as long as people want to see me, as long as there's a job there for me, I'm happy to do it,
And the lashes and the wigs will go on?
Yeah, of course,
Well, let's hope Marcia's here for a long time.
Well, I hope so too.
Marvellous. Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.